It's the Caleb
All right. All right. Back to artifacts? No. Let's grab a Fable. Let's draft some red cards. I feel like that's just how Math Rock should look, you know? They just cracked the code. It's fun that it's gotten a lot of people into their music that would otherwise be like, yeah, this is fine. I don't pass Atali's very often. Atali's so much fun. Did I see Klug's new Reflections of Kikijiki altar? Oh, that's cool. Very meta. Got his references and everything up there. I guess I'll dack it up, dack around. What do you think would be the hardest thing to steal? Hardest thing for the greatest thief of the multiverse to steal? My grandfather kept this watch up his ass for all of World War II to keep it safe. And now I keep it up mine. Only to have Dak Faden come along. I was going to say internal organs got to be hard to steal, but I guess there's a little bit of an industry around that, Pyroglyph. What's Pyroglyph? That show and tell is going to make more sense when I get an Emrakul later. Stealing anything is difficult when you're dead? Nah. That's when people least suspect it. Alright, opponents. Alright, other drafters. You gotta have a pick by now. You're killing me, Smalls. At least Dak died before he could get into crypto. You see that crypto documentary that's coming out soon? Apparently the guy from the OC that played James Gordon on Gotham has a background in economics and teamed up with a journalist to write several articles and a book about crypto scams and stuff. Now the whole last documentary is coming out. Commercial looked good. I don't watch a lot of documentaries, but I'll probably catch that. Ben McKenzie, yeah, that guy. Seems like he has a reasonable head on his shoulders. An ass documentary doesn't talk about my grandfather's watch. How do you know about my grandfather's watch? That's a family secret. A little bit of fast mana here. Some guy with ESP told you, got into an accident, and now he sees the future. Interesting. I wish I could get into an accident and see the future. Have some cool daredevil powers too, maybe. Gonna find out where nuclear waste is being stored and jump in front of some trucks. How'd it go, Caleb? Did you get bit by any radioactive spiders or anything? No. Just this slug. Wait, what? I'm just like oozing. just oozing slug juices. That's the only benefit you get from interacting with a radioactive slug. Slugman. I guess Dispatch had a character like that. Waterboy. Could take the LED and hope we put a breach together. I don't like it, is the thing. I don't enjoy doing the breach thing. I think I'm just gonna grab Jace here. Weakness to salt. Oh man, that'd be hell. French fries, you trying to kill me? Man, this hoping I find Emrakul and Sneak Attack plan is not working out well so far. Good shift. Take a Scarlet. Be more aggro. Some slugs have serious poison. Well, they don't have comedic poison, I'll tell you that much. Not after the incident. Through the breach. What's a step in the... well, some kind of direction. I actually liked Winter Night Stories a lot. Even though we went 1 and 2 in our last draft. The stories were good. Draw a spell with flashback. Pretty sweet. I'm trying to think of the odds of me doing something with this Vivi. It doesn't seem great. I'm going to grab Pyrokinesis. Even if it's just a sideboard card. Hello, Blackfire. How goes yon Thursday Eve? This is now the Emrakul waiting room. How goes it for me? Pretty well. Had a solid day so far. I might grab Metamorph just to copy my Atali and such. Giant fits the curve pretty well. Does some stuff. Leans more towards the aggro side of things. Can't ask for more? You really can't. Well, here's hoping Pack 3 saves us. It's going to have to do some heavy lifting. Yeah, we'll watch streak there, Abby. Almost near the end of the 365 already. People keep saying that. This has been a slow year for a Caleb. This has been an excruciatingly slow year. Some parts are faster than others. Oh, no hope required, Blackfire. It's like, what, 56 days? Just almost 2 months. Just a sane amount of time to work in a row. A perfectly normal amount of time to not have a day off. Because Black Lotus is definitely a right step towards that help I needed. Yeah, we're going to grab a worm. It's not an Emrakul, but... it's pretty good with Through the Reach, and it's not embarrassing to show and tell out. Worm it up, worm around. Do. Respect for my commitment. I mean, there wasn't really much else in the pack there. I'm gonna grab a Mana Vault here. Through the Reach is a pretty expensive card. Hell, Atali's a pretty expensive card. Nice to have a big worm. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I wonder if Dismember is just straight up better than Flame Slash. The instant speed nature of it. We have a bunch of sorcery speed removal already, like the Fury. I'll take Flame Slash anyway. Mystical for show and tell or Through the Reach. It's an option. I like the Mana Leak, just as something to do early on. Shelldock's a little bit better than usual, because we've got Chonkers on the top end. And then there is, of course, this Ponder. Don't hate a Ponder. I'm going to take the Leak. Take this Mana Leak. A little bit of interaction. Never hurt anybody, huh? I think I'm going to grab Sing into Stupor over Miscalc. Well, there's a Flash. Plays well with the Atali, too. One cool thing about flashing or Through the Breaching Worldspine Worm is that it does shuffle into your deck, so you can cheat it out over and over and over again. I'm gonna throw Soul Cauldron in the sideboard. So I didn't get Sneak Attack, I didn't get Emrakul. That's okay. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad? It's only a game. Pack 3 was not bad, yeah. The Black Lotus and Worm and Flash pickups were all pretty important. I actually want to play this Tarfire, pump up that Pyrogoyf. Thought about that Gush kind of briefly. So I got that Stern Scolding. What is this, a deck list for ants? So one thing about Storm Chaser's talent is that it can rebuy through the Reach and Flash and stuff. Could be good. Might get the Galvanic Discharge. Maybe cutting the Anger makes sense. We've got Fable, Dak Faden, Jace Vrien's Prodigy. We have a few ways of bidding it. Inti, 4 different ways. It'll just be dead a lot is the only issue. Not a lot of islands for this days. The perfect mana base. Never had that issue. Turn 1 Fable's a little bit less vulnerable to just a random removal spell, but it doesn't draw cards, and Headliner just legit draws cards. No. Alright, well, fuck me, I guess. I guess that's why most people lead on Fable, huh? Alright, back to you. Where was Jace earlier? For the turn 1? Yeah, right? Cool. I didn't know what I wanted to bin anyway. Does the Pyrogoyf get to land? It does. We just get to pop the Tameo, huh? I don't wonder what their hand looks like. Maybe they're gonna steal my Pyrogoyf. With that 5 mana blue-white sorcery. That would answer both the Powerglaive and the Dak. And then I guess I could, like, Jace bounce the token. One's got a lot of cards over there. Sunfall, okay. Oh, the Worm Shuffle's back in. I don't have Shellknock. I'm very smart. Just the fucking smartest over here. I thought about Dak stealing the token. It was like, you can't have a 1-1. It's my 1-1 now. I don't get it. Oh, were they worried about the ult? Interesting. Nearly done with the 365. People keep saying that. 2 more months of streaming. Let's go. And then nap time. Right, I attack you? It's so soon. You have returned from whence you came? Yeah. What's your first impression of the con, JRC? Because this is the first time they've done this, right? Oh, that was new truck fighters. Interesting. Picking up badges and then drinking whiskey. That's not the worst day. Tinker, we're tinkering. Sure, what do you want? That was not what I was expecting, especially with a bunch of critters out. I want to hit the kitten so I can take this coveted jewel, but if they're allowed to blink the coveted jewel, then they'll just redraw the kitten. So I just have to blink the jewel and I just have to... Oh, they have an instant here, so just blink it anyway. It's annoying. They have 12 cards in their library. Okie dokie. Brainstorming with Jace. Triggers one chain, makes it a little better. Gonna rebuy the Stern Scolding here so they don't replay the 1-3 where I can't play spells on their turn. And then the Mana Link will be good for whatever their plan is here. Hey, Stony Pony, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 31 months. Oh, very fun connoisseur of 4-drops. They have 6 cards in hand. I suppose. Sure. They have to cycle land, at least some 2/2s or whatever. It just doesn't matter at all, right? Connoisseur has indeed been at CubeCon before. Last year. Just cast the worm. You didn't give it haste with the Arena of Glory. I win. So Pyrokinesis is better than Fury here, but I might not want either of them. Jorbs! Welcome, Jorbs. How is the Spiring? I hope good. Hope it is now slain. Happy Cube Day. Appreciate that. Spire is sweet AF. Yeah. Yeah, I streamed late last night, after your raid when I was spiring. And then I played, after I was done streaming, I was getting dinner, and I played another run then, and then I woke up today, and I did another run. Like, can't get enough of that game. Y'all should follow Jorbs if you are not already for some reason. Dude rocks. Dude fucking rocks. For folks that are coming in, my opponent is doing like a blue-white control thing, but they also have kind of like a combo engine that draws a bunch of cards. They play a 4-mana 2/2 that blinks things, and they blink a 6-drop that draws 3 cards and taps for 3 mana. Anyway, we won the first game by getting them to a spot where we could make a bunch of worms at their end of turn, but it was a very long, drawn-out game. I was kind of wondering if it would go to decking, which doesn't happen that much in Magic. What's the equivalent of decking in Slay the Spire when you exhaust your whole library and just lose? That Tarfire didn't have a ton of hits against them. I guess I'll play the Daze. Itali is a fun through the breach target, or a fun thing to flash in. Why do they call it decking? They should call it undecking. I think because undecking sounds absolutely insane. That's an extremely clunky word. The pancake story. The pancake story is not one that I've told on stream before, because it's at its best watching the source material. Wanshi and Through the Breach. I guess I take the Through the Breach for the worm, hum. A lot of high, powerful hits here. Shout out to Kyle Kinane. I have told it on stream before, really? I think it was because somebody else brought it up in a similar fashion. The slamming team. The core of it is, to me, not an especially interesting story. Back in the early 2010s, I was a penniless Magic grinder, and I was going between car trips and flights and just like playing as many tournaments as I could. Oh man, I almost held that mana leak up. I guess this is okay. Anyway, sometimes I would leave home for weeks at a time. Oh, I shouldn't have played my land. I'll feel silly if I hit a land off the top with this Inti, that's for sure. Jace, nice. not punished. Yeah, sometimes I would travel for weeks at a time away from home and stuff. And near the end of one of these travels, the person I was traveling with was gonna continue on, and I had to get home. So I booked some flight back to Chicago, and I was staying at a house where I didn't really know the people, and I'm just getting in as many games of Magic as I could and such, trying to be a good guest. These people that didn't really know me, I could tell they were vaguely irritated by my presence because they had said that my friend at the time could stay, and he just brought me along. But yeah, one of them agrees to drop me off at the airport the next day. I wake up, my sleep schedule is just rancid, right? So I wake up to my alarm. Throw on my clothes, head downstairs, and I have not budgeted much time to actually get ready to head to the airport or anything, because I don't think I have anything to do, right? And I get downstairs, and one of them goes, "Caleb, there's pancake batter on the counter if you want to make yourself some." And I look at the clock, and I have to leave in fucking, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that, in order to make my flight. But again, penniless grinder, staring at this free meal, not really the sort of thing that I turned down in those days. So as fast as I can, I just fill up the pan with silver dollars, and I am a rushing. Yeah, no, neither of us can do that. How about that? And I've got a plastic bag from the day previous, and I'm just throwing pancakes into it. And the guy who had offered that I could make some pancakes was we have Ziplocs that you can put those in. And I'm just throwing them into a random shopping bag. The way that I grew up, we just reused everything. I was one of the kids at the lunch table who had instead of a proper sandwich bag, it was the newspaper bag, the bright orange, super thin newspaper bag that's now being repurposed as a sandwich bag, that sort of thing. So it did not seem weird to me to reuse this bag that I had bought a Gatorade in the day previous or something. I'm don't worry about it, don't waste it. Don't have time to think about it. Let's just go. Let's get to the flight. I get on the plane, make my seat, everything. And when I start eating, because I'm fucking, starving, I notice this guy sitting next to me with a very bemused expression. And he's just paying a lot of attention to me just fucking minding my business eating. And he's not saying anything to me or whatnot. And I ask him, do you want a fucking flapjack or something? And he looks a bit disappointed, and he's no, I'm good. And that was our only interaction. And I forget about this because it was not anything, Extremely, you can see from my context, this is an extremely minimum, not big deal. Everything leading up here. Years later, a Blightsteel Colossus. Sure. And the TMEO can't really be attacked because it upticked. Years later, I'm watching a Kyle Kinane stand-up bit, and he has this entire fucking routine about this weirdo that was eating silver dollar pancakes next to him on the plane. And I'm wait a minute. And I'm squinting at the TV screen. I'm that is the guy. It all comes back. And And the one thing in his stand-up routine, the one thing that that he says that was like not actually true, was that I didn't offer him a pancake. Like he's like, you could at least offer me one, you know, is his line. And I think that's why he looked disappointed when I offered him one, because he had already come up with the line in his head that you could at least offer me one. And then now, like, he would still use the line, but it wouldn't be earnest, you know? It wouldn't be true to life. Anyway, wild shit. You can see why it's not a story I tell very often. That's a little long and involved for dubious payoff. But it's a little bit of Caleb D. MTG lore. Okay, I believe we just have a win here. So the Jace loots... So Shelldock Isle can play the card underneath it if one of us has a library of 20. Mine is 22. Jace loots, that gets rid of one. Inti can trigger and get rid of another one. Kyle Kinane was the comedian. Very talented. Might as well make my land drop. Might as well play my value. And then that'll let me cheat in a worm. Let me attack them for much more than their life total here. Alright. What you all know about this Black Lotus card? Oh no, you're good, Jersey. I think I'm just casting this here Fable here. Yeah, absolutely, Kiltrosity. Sometimes entire bits are fabricated. I think I'm gonna loot away this Stern Scolding. Maybe this Mountain too. Real life less funny than a stand-up routine? Say it ain't so. It's like they're pros for a reason. Hey, Tactical Rangers, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 85 months. Sue for defamation? Yeah, it sounds like me. If we get to untap with this Reflection, copy that Pyroglyph, but I'll be dead very quickly. Speaking of defamation, I'm going to get a little political. I very rarely get political here. No politics in this stream, that's what I always say. Everybody knows that that Trump is like extremely litigious and has sued plenty of people for defamation before. But he has not sued anybody for defamation over calling him a pedophile, which I assume is because that would open up discovery, and that would not go well for him. Hey, Impact, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 111 months there. Sued his own DOJ, yeah. For $10 billion. We didn't really see much out of their deck, right? We saw like a Goyf. We saw like a bunch of colors. I think we're going to leave this as is. Not get too saucy with the sideboarding. They were playing black cards, so maybe there's some reanimation. Maybe Soul Cauldron's worth considering. Do I think he's going to try to stay another turn? I'm not 100% he's going to survive the next 3 years. That dude is getting old. Kind of a weird opening keep ride. Turn 1 Stern Scolding, turn 3 Jace the Mind Sculptor off City of Traders, but then you also have the Fury that can pitch cast and kill something. There's a little bit of interaction there. I'll scold that. Fool of a generous plunderer. Do I even want to play Jace on turn 3? I could just play, like, Mountain Storm Chasers here and set up for Fable. I could even go Island. Let's do Island, and then I can do either next turn, right? I could go Mountain Fable, or I could go City Traders Jace. That makes sense. To clarify for when the feds review the chat, Caleb wasn't saying he would be the reason Trump wouldn't make it 3 more years. No, no, no. I only use my powers for good. Like gardening. Or playing Magic the Gathering. Can I garden while playing Magic the Gathering? I cannot. that is beyond even my skill set. Amazon sponsored the Melania movie. Yeah, I was surprised that one even like made it to theaters. Like, why are theaters wasting their screens on this, like, obvious like bribe, money handoff, whatever? They need their fucking ice cream scoops and grand pianos and what the shit is this? All right, don't keep hands like this, chat. It's not good. It is, however, quite funny. All right, Atali, what do you got for me? We got... Oh, no! We got a Stern Scolding and an Everflowing Chalice. I don't want to play anymore. Objectively, the funniest 2 cards to hit. They weren't great. No wonder dinosaurs became extinct. Yeah, too much flashing. I think I'm going to shock myself for the turn 1 Singing to Stupor. Or bolt myself, I guess. That way it can't be duressed or whatever. If it came down to that or a Mold of 4, you'd roll the dice too. I don't think it was a Mold of 4. It would have been a Mold of 5. The chance for extreme content certainly tipped me in one direction. I don't know. I don't know if I can keep that. Maybe it was like a serious game. Maybe if I had more chonkers in my deck. I wonder if this is actually better than just turn 2ing Jace. I think it is better. I mean, we're turning 2ing Jace and a Fable now. No syrup on those bad boys. So if you're putting a bunch of silver dollar pancakes into a bag to then, not a Ziploc again, a loose bag, to then scarf down like on the run, on the road, why would you put syrup in there? Like, you want to get syrup all over your fucking hands while you're like on the airplane Like, what? Why would that be part of the plan? It's extremely illogical. I think there should be syrup there. Sure. Was I eating them with my hands? Yeah. Silver dollar pancakes without syrup or butter on them are just like, I don't know, like a slice of bread or something. Or like a stroopwafel, you know, it's... Fair enough. Did TSA give me any looks? Why would TSA give me looks for having food in my bag that I was being checked? Have any of you flown a plane before? Flown in a plane, rather? You would have to have something very exciting in your carry-on before a TSA agent would give you a look. They do not have interesting jobs, but could flip this Jace. I don't think it's worth burning my Fury, though. Yeah, it's just not. You spent 30 minutes getting inspected by TSA because you had a book? Cool. Cool story. You flew a glider and you got seasick. Huh. When I was younger and wanting, and I was, for a brief period, I was considering becoming a pilot. And one of my mom's friends had a small little plane, and she pulled in a favor. Slutty would take me up in the air and, like, let me get a feel for what that would be like. Obviously, handling takeoff and everything. I was a child with no aviation experience. Still cool, though. I always wanted one of those hyperlights, one of those like super tiny planes. I was like, they're only, at the time, I think they were like $200, and I would see ads for them in the back of magazines, and I was like, I could fucking build that and take off here and fly around, be the coolest thing. Apparently, they're death traps, and that's why I was never allowed to get one. But I really wanted one. Ultralight? Maybe I mean ultralight. Yeah. That looks more right. Just this tiny little... It's just a motor and wings and a prayer. Let's go. Yeah, I almost certainly would have killed myself. Trying to fly one of those things around. But it would have been so much fun. They use them in Alaska to set up remote moose camps and such. That makes sense. A little bit more possible than hiring a private plane every time you go out hunting. Miyazaki-style planes. Sort of. Did you watch his plane movie? It's really good if you care about planes even a little bit. And it's probably pretty medium if you don't care about planes that much. I could turn one this Legend of Roku, but then I'm just like not doing much after that. I think I just want to play my lands and take it a little slower than game one. That was not the best shell dock I've ever seen. Porco Rosso? No, that plane's great. Or that plane. That movie's great. It's like When the Wind Rises or something. And the planes in it are sweet. Yeah, The Wind Rises. You don't care about planes, so you didn't enjoy The Wind Rises very much? Yeah. Very, very understandable. Really want to just cast this Atali, but they have all that mana up. Got me. If I really cared about this resolving, I'd play the Black Lotus and have something to stupor up. Clearly, I don't care that much. That one turns off Atali. The big issue with letting it resolve. Of course, now I have nothing, and they're just going to resolve it next turn. Guess I should have let it resolve, then tried to Scarlet it. I was hoping to rip a land here and then slam Atali. Instead, I think I am just fucked. Decision time, I guess. Huge regret. And we're just dead on board. And now we don't know if the Atali would have been sweet. Always put the Atali in. Oh yeah, Weebies? Never seen. Yeah, even if we'd had a 15-minute Emrakul there, the Leyline Binding would have had my number. Atali's like the only thing that could have done it. GG. Alright, let's do a draft for my future self here. Probably not gonna finish this, but